Welcome to Black Love Matters, where this service is a therapy session for figuring out adulthood,
loving each other,
and finding our inner Brock and Michelle.
Or Jay-Z and Beyonce. Or in this episode, how about we'll go with LaToya Luckett and Tamarcus Walker. So the singer and her fiance, he's a Dallas-based entrepreneur. Am I saying that boy name right? Tamarcus Walker tied the knot, I think it was 2 Sundays ago, in a lavish ceremony in Austin, Texas. The wedding was very intimate, and it was held at some little country club. Y'all know, I think we had this on our Instagram. You know that man, Pastor John Gray, that be with Joel Osteen, the bigger black guy? Uh-huh. He got also a series on the Book of John Gray. It's a dear friend of the couple, and he officiated the wedding. In their wedding story, LaToya Luckett said that he prophesied that she will be married by the end of the year or find her husband, and lo and behold.
Oh.
You remember when people be prophesizing that? Well, a lot of our friends are prophets, I like to say. Neom is a prophet, Nadifa, sometimes Nia. I don't fall into the prophet range. Would you agree?
I'm the prophet.
Neom and Nadifa is the prophet. Mm-hmm. Nia sometimes. Nia is just good at his third eye. I don't know what I'm good at. Mm-hmm. Just staying alive, honey.
You good at this podcast?
Oh my goodness, he's trying it. So Luckett and Walker went public with their relationship in August after he surprised her with a grand proposal on his birthday, and photos and videos from the special evening began on social media. I've noticed that's a new trend. A lot of people proposing, especially men proposing to women on their birthday, and they're flipping it to be like, this is my gift to myself, marrying you. Mm-hmm. It's almost getting old as people proposing on like New Year's Eve and Valentine's Day. Uh-huh. Have you been hearing that a lot? Or is that just me?
Yeah.
Or just more aware of it?
I think more aware of it since we're in that age range.
But I think we're actually in the age range where people are getting divorced. People are going through their first divorce.
Really?
Absolutely. Yeah, early 30s. And it's those folks who got married in their 20s, 19. You know them young weddings we went to. I remember being in high school, like not high school, undergrad, going to them 4 or 5 weddings where I know in my head I was thinking, child, I was just scrounging together to get a paper shredder. Here you go. Barely can drink, right? You know what I'm saying? So I think that crew of people getting divorced. Uh-huh. Some of them, not all of them. Mm-hmm. But I think they done had maybe a kid or two. They kids in school now, and they like, fuck it. Or it's like those folks who had kids real young, and their kids grown now, and they like, fuck what you heard. I don't want to be with you no more. I feel like we on that round of, we either first round of divorce or second round of weddings. What you think?
Come to think about it, there are a couple that I foresee happening in the near future. Both.
You said weddings and I almost said funerals. Ain't it a death,
yes.
honey? Ain't a divorce the death of a relationship? Mm-hmm. And it ain't no wrong with it. Sometimes you got to move the fuck on. It's a reason and season for everything, right?
Yeah.
But they went public with that. What the quote LaToya said is, I feel it's very important to build our foundation first before sharing our relationship with the world. She told Essence in an interview. Luckett went on to reveal that after praying for a husband, she bumped into designer Nikki Chu at the friend's wedding. Chu arranged for a blind introduction between Luckett and Walker because she believed that they would hit it off. And she was right. And Luckett also goes on to say that immediately the chemistry was there. We started talking and laughing. He's from Texas just like me. Talking to him felt like being home again. We talked a few weeks and he still didn't know what I looked like or my full name or anything like that. Oh,
he just knew you was Toya.
Come on, he knew who the fuck she was.
Toya from Texas.
No, please, Toya from Destiny's Child. Don't play. Toya, I'm not falling for that. Ain't nobody in that 35 plus age range gonna talk to somebody for weeks and don't know who the fuck you are. And if you did, that ain't the smartest.
Well, she taking it back to the high school, middle school days.
Yes, but once you
the Black Planet days.
Once you check a certain age box and your goal is marriage, right? Because everybody goal ain't marriage. If your goal not marriage, that's fine. But if your goal is marriage, you done pray to Jesus and Ra and the sun god for all this, and they done prophesied, you're not going to talk to somebody for weeks and not know their name. That just don't align. Those actions don't match your prayers. So sis, watch it.
If we're going back to the Black Planet days.
Yes, I agree. But you have to say, then I'm just open to what the universe brings me. Sis done got a prayer circle, a minister done got holy oil and done prayed for this man, okay? She done did a full seance to get this man, okay? So I can't imagine.
Did you say a seance?
Yeah, she done did a full seance to get this man to her. And I can't imagine she having this conversation with someone that she likes and their names don't come up. At least the first names don't come up. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't even, I'm not famous and I'm not talking to someone. If someone just calls my phone, the first thing I'm asking is, who is this? What is your name?
Toya.
She okay. Okay. But shout out to that went left quick. Shout out to their love. They're newlyweds. That's another example of couples getting married under the year. But again, they ain't at 35 plus. Actually, that's still a little too young for that too. I say 45 up.
Nyambi said this girl done had an exorcism for
A seance.
Oh.
Ain't no devils in this. It's a seance. You call the spirits to you.
Oh.
I guess no different to me. I believe in asking the ancestors for their direction. But ladies, y'all be on it. I be talking to my friends. They be like, I be praying for this man. I be like, geez, the Lord got a lot of stuff going on. Donald Trump is the president.
And you praying for a man ain't on the priority? You stupid.
What? I'm just saying, Jesus, he'll get here eventually. Maybe he won't. And guess what? That's okay. So, let me start. Nyambi is going through Nyambi thing, so I might not be in the right frame of mind. Anyway, who is you?
I'm Nero.
And I'm Nyambi.
And this is episode 82?
It's 82 already, baby.
Man.
Happy Wednesday, y'all.
Happy Wednesday. What y'all up
Hump
to?
day. It's the middle of the week. We about, a little under 2 weeks to Christmas?
Yep.
Y'all finish your Christmas shopping?
Nope.
I adjusted mine, honey. I'm done now.
No.
No bot store, I'm done. All set.
Is your living in
It ain't in vain,
vain?
but wherever got done now, it's done, honey. Ain't nothing else getting bought new. I might have to whip up me some shea butter, some sugar scrubs.
Okay. While Nyambi is whipping up shea butter and sugar scrubs, can y'all leave us a 5-star, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts and on Stitcher? We appreciate it. And follow us on all forms of social media on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Black Love Matters. That's Black with no K. You got to check in?
I actually don't have too much to check in about. I just have low energy. It just settled in today that I don't have. I'm used to waking up at 5 a.m. and going to work. And I didn't have to go to work. And I just woke up at 5 a.m. and looked at the sky.
You go exercise?
Nope. I didn't do anything.
Yoga?
No.
Meditated?
I didn't do anything. And I do feel bad about that. And I know I'm going to have to do something. But I'm still sulking. So.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I don't even have nothing. The thing is, I didn't watch TV. I didn't do anything. Y'all ever have days where you're like, what did I do today? I literally made dinner and folded clothes. I don't know why that took 10 hours. But then I looked up and I was like, oh, time for bed. We'll do it again tomorrow. We'll try again, Lord. So low energy. I haven't taken my vitamins in a while. So I think it's time to get back on vitamins and probiotics. I think, honestly, low-key, I feel a flat fast coming on. Y'all know I believe in a good intermediate fasting. I believe in fasting for clarity. I think I feel a good fast coming on.
The only time I fast is when I go to sleep and I wake up.
Oh. You mean, that's not.
That is a fast.
Don't say that out loud no more.
I just did.
What do you mean?
The only fast I have is when I go
Just
to sleep at night and when I wake up in the morning.
Them first world ass privilege problems.
That's the only fast I got in my life.
I like fasting. Fasting helps me clarify my thoughts. Fasting helps me kind of reset my body too. Because as of lately, especially since everything went down, I feel like my body only wants things that are bad for me. Like everything healthy tastes disgusting. I think I had a salad. I was like, what is this, poison? Like it tastes like vegetables taste like poison. But of course, I got some chips and queso. I was like, what is this? The Lord made this. It's good.
The Lord made
made this queso. And it was so good. So I think I need to do a hot little fast. Y'all know what I do, my little protein shakes and little chicken breast. And I think I need to do that for a few days to get some clarity and also just to reset my body too. Because I think I went into kind of this survival mode is not the word, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like when you go into this mode where it's like, nope, salt and sugar, please.
I hear you. I also think it's time for you to practice some self-care.
Okay.
It's time.
Your turn.
Practicing self-care only don't happen when you're feeling good. It's time to practice self-care when you're feeling bad too.
I ain't saying I'm feeling bad. I just say I'm low energy.
Okay.
So what's your check-in, Neum, before Neum try to school me?
I'm going in counselor mode.
What? Oh, I want to see my therapist. She's amazing as always.
She was.
Yeah.
I guess I'll start from lightest to heaviest.
We need to. When we doing this podcast, I think I'm gonna have to sage the house.
Shit, sage me down.
I think I could sage. I'm about to just take a bath and put some sage oil in it and just crush the sage in there because I don't know what's going on with some apple cider vinegar.
You know, what is it? Mercury in retrograde? Something
Mercury is in that motherfucking retrograde, and that bitch ain't playing.
It would happen right before the new year, huh? Yeah, y'all better sage the fuck up.
Y'all listen to us and be saged and prayed up. We need to get a shirt that say "Be saged up," honey.
Get your pearls and stones and all them rocks and shit.
You better get everything. You
Himalaya
better get the Bible,
rock salt,
the salt, the rocks, everything. I'm calling on the ancestors. I'm gonna be like Latoya Luckett. I'm about to have a seance. Call the ancestors back.
So I guess I'll start from lightest to heaviest.
Yeah.
Lightest, I heard Big Sean CD and I'm not enthused.
Big Sean, come to the front of the congregation. I'm a fan of Big Sean. And it took years for me to become.
I know. I was a day one Big Sean.
And I think like we were all in high school together, right?
Yeah.
Is he a little younger than us? He in the same
couple
crew.
Years.
Yeah, his same crew.
Yeah.
But like when he first came out, I was not here for him at all. Like I remember the folks in Detroit. I remember he was on a radio station. Was it like 97.9 or 105 point? I forgot.
105.9.
I remember that. And then he got on my nerve. I think I actually met him before. But anywho, look, that's neither here nor there. Okay. But them first couple CDs, I liked songs on them, but I didn't knock to them. Like, what's my favorite CDs by him is, what was it, Dark Skies and the Paraguys? Yeah. And then I decided it was a shit, I think. But what you saying, he had another one out?
Yeah, it's called Double or Nothing with him and Metro.
Why is he doing duets with him?
You know, I guess that's the formula.
The right word?
I guess so. No, but I guess that's the formula because, you know, Metro did a CD with 21 Savage. But that's familiar.
Yeah, I don't even consider Big Sean Flow to go with. What's his name? Booming on the beat.
Metro, booming.
He's too old. That's a lot of names.
Hit your boy up if you need me. No, but I wasn't enthused, and Twitter was dragging the shit out of his ass.
Big Sean.
Yeah, he had some suspect ass.
Because I decided it was like a really mature CD. Like I decided in the Dark Sky Paradise, I could listen from the beginning to the end, right? In on a variety level. So driving to work, I'm at the house, or if I'm getting ready, right? So it's all, but I only listened to that. I thought it was a mixtape. That's a real CD?
Yes.
Oh.
It's a real CD.
I listened to that once and it was like, no, thank you.
So
I'm disappointed in Big Sean.
As a hardcore Detroiter, I always wear my D hat everywhere I go.
Yes, he got that, and he got that Tigers jacket.
I represent.
I'm like, that's a lot of Detroit gear for no.
I represent everywhere I go. Let niggas know I'm from the D. Don't you fuck with me.
That's how I introduced myself. I said I'm not from here.
I'm from Detroit. Oh, wow,
so
Detroit.
much when people be like, oh, I don't live here. I'm not familiar with it. I did not grow up here.
So being a hardcore Detroiter and always repping for all Detroit artists, you know, and loving to the spin music that's from Detroit.
Yeah. Well, you was late because you was late on Cash Doll. That's the only song on there I like. I don't know. I mean, they're talking about a lot of sexual things.
Yeah.
Which I think the thing is, this CD, why I didn't feel it, is because Big Sean getting too old talking about that same bullshit. He can't be talking about the shit he talked about on, what's the cake, Marvin Gaye and Chardonnay. It reminded me of that. And I'm like, son, we're getting too old for that. You could talk about sex and having sex on a rap song, right? But Jesus, you're not the Migos, right? You know what I'm saying? You're not the children. You older than that. You're not little Uzi Vert, whatever his name is.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the things that was upsetting. A, the lyrics are not there, but B, the content, especially coming from I Decided and
I Decided was a very good CD.
And I feel like that progression from
it regressed.
I can't remember what was before Dark Sky. Let me look it up. But
I remember what it looked like. One of the albums was real hood rich, like he was a black boy from Detroit with a lot of jewelry on. And then another one,
I think that was Folly Famous.
You can tell. It was absolutely what that was. That's how damn Nayabi be when we make it to own. We finally famous, nigga. You can take the Detroit. You can take the folk out of Detroit, but you can't take that first CD was absolutely that. I think this nigga had chains. He had every chain he ever bought, every ring he ever had on, a suit, a hat. He had on everything. You know what I'm talking about that first CD? That's what he had.
So Folly Famous.
Yeah.
So that was like Marvin Gaye Chardonnay.
Which wasn't a horrible song. It was just it's like SZA. It's not SZA can sing and she's great, but just some of her lyrics and songs I just can't identify. Like it just don't connect to me.
So you have Folly Famous
on the weekend.
Hall of Fame.
I think that's the one I don't.
I think Hall of Fame had ass on it.
Yeah. See again. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
I think Hall of Fame had ass on it. I can't remember.
Okay.
And then you had Dark Sky Paradise.
That's when Nyambi became a fan.
And then I Decided.
I became another fan. I co-signed it more. I want to go to that tour.
Mm-hmm. And then he did some collab. So he did 2088.
Another example. Why is him and Yokio doing this collaboration?
What's her name?
Y'all know that Asian. Janae.
Oh.
What?
What's her last name?
Okay.
Oh.
That was another CD, just like Metro Boom Boom. He ain't need to do. Like it's okay to have a couple features, right?
Yeah.
Him and Janae could have had a couple, and then Boom Boom have a couple. But I don't know if it need to be a whole CD. Like I just don't know if him and Boom and Okio have so much chemistry that I want to listen to a whole album. That's just the thing, and just being real with that, right?
Yeah.
Very few people can do collabs like that. Everybody's trying to bring back, who was that? Jay-Z and R. Kelly. Yeah. That was like in the 2000s or 90s. When
Best of Both Worlds.
Only double collab CD we're looking for is Jay-Z and Beyonce. That's the only one we're looking forward to. Everybody else can sit down with it. No one else is looking forward to a collaboration.
So I stand corrected. Ass was on Finally Famous. Okay. Hall of Fame had 10 to 10.
That was song? My song. Yeah.
Fire, Nothing is Stopping You.
No.
What else?
I mean, it doesn't matter because
Mona Lisa. Lisa Moaning.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. The hell are you talking about? We don't have to do a whole Big Sean review, but Big Sean, if you're listening, I don't know what was going on or what were you thinking, but I decided it was the shit in the Dark Skies, but I don't know what happened with this Metro Boom Boom. I'm not a fan of it. He didn't need to come out with a CD. Just like Eminem. He ain't need to come out with a CD. I just need Eminem to go on tour. I don't need no new songs from Eminem. Mm-hmm. I don't need a new... Eminem can come out with a feature every 3 years. It's got to be a whole song, just a feature.
Like Andre 3 Stacks do?
I mean, it would be nice to even just hear him. Has he come out?
Well, he was on Kanye West singing. A feature here and there.
The last thing I remember he did was Fade to Black on the Great Gatsby soundtrack.
Oh.
Anything else? But yeah, Big Sean, I don't like that.
Yeah, it really hurt my heart because it's lackluster.
Yeah.
I didn't need all those.
Joe Budden said that's why he ain't gonna be with the Great.
And it was and based off that argument, like he can rap his ass off, but based on that argument, his ass don't need to be in the top 3 with Kendrick, Cole, and what's the name?
I mean, he could be in maybe the top 3 Detroit rappers. Who else would be? Eminem, Big Sean, and Kid Rock.
Danny Brown.
Never mind, Cash Down.
Cash Down.
No, who's the one who
Trick?
Jesus, No Flies. Trick, got people don't even want to come see about us. People, as soon as he started that No Fly song, niggas was like, gotcha. Not a problem. We will not be coming to Detroit. Damn, Trick, can they come? At least we hear their music. Trick, let them come.
Fly over state.
Trick, can they just come a little bit? That's why I want to go to him and be like, come on, man. I like this rapper. Can they at least come do a song?
All right.
Okay, come on. What else is going to Trick? Don't be so mean, man.
So that was the lightest on my topic.
Oh. Well, come on.
Let's go heavier. My motherfucking car broke down getting here, y'all.
Jesus. And you know how Nyambi feel about a broke down ass car. When a car breaks down, I feel like I just want to turn it in.
So
that's what I miss about being in Detroit. I just want to call a dealership, come pick this shit up.
So
I'll be to sign my paper, get another car.
Y'all know how we going through some things over here.
Ain't we? That's why we got to sage everything.
And my car broke down. Like, I don't know. There's something going on with my transmission. Oh my I just know.
So that means you throw it out.
I just know I put it in drive. It made a loud noise, and next thing you know, I'm pressing on the gas and the engine revving, and the car ain't going nowhere. It's actually rolling back because I was on the hill.
Oh my God! What? Oh, I really would have left it.
It was just rolling backwards. So my car broke down, and the last person I wanted to call to pick me up was Nyambi.
Why? I should be.
I just know emotionally she can't handle that. To be like, my car is broke down.
I was just spraying you one on the side of the road.
So I called everybody but Nyambi. I called some shops. I looked on Yelp and found some reputable shops in the area. I called my insurance company to get a tow truck driver. I called a friend who's my mechanic friend. Text him. I even called Nia.
Mind you, Nia's in the Mid-Atlantic.
Yes.
Okay. Mid-Atlantic states.
Yeah.
He's in DMV area.
He in the DMV area. And then lastly, I called Nyambi.
So what were you thinking when you called me?
Because I was thinking, like, maybe I should just catch an Uber.
What?
From my job to home. But that was like a $48 like trip.
Yeah. No, and I've been mad you waste that money.
So I had to call Naomi. And you know that she is not emotionally sound.
I'm not what? I am.
She's not emotionally ready for this to say, Naomi, my car broke down. So I'm carless right now.
What did you when you called me? How was you pumping yourself up?
I don't know. I had to listen to Big Sean.
Which one, honey? Not this other CD. If he can make it through this CD, I can make it through anything.
Yeah, but I had to call Naomi and like, because I called, she didn't pick up once.
Because I was in the bathroom.
And then so I had to send a text. You know, our thing is a young call, you send a text right back.
And be explicit in the text. Don't beat around the bush.
My car broke down. Next thing I'm, where are you?
Yeah.
Shit, I'm still at work in the parking lot.
I'm thinking you on 90.
What's wrong? I'll press on the gas, that shit won't go.
And then what did I say? Shut up, I did not do that. I did not breathe heavy like that.
I'm on my way.
What?
Just text me the address. I said, is she asleep?
I got there.
So I got there.
And I was a little delayed because next topic.
So she was delayed. And the thing is, I did all this calling and other stuff because I knew the tow truck was going to take forever. But then she was delayed because our hot water heater is going out.
Oh my God.
We can only get 7-minute showers.
Oh my God. And the hot water be like, yep. I feel like we just got a gallon of hot water and it'd be like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, cold. It ain't no progression.
It ain't. 7-minute showers.
Jesus.
No more luxuriating. So I was talking to Nia, and this is like, you know, this is one of the things about being adults. Like, and like being adults.
Being grown up.
Yeah, adulting and shit. Because, you know, you can like call your parents and be like, this happened. They be like, oh, don't worry about it. Just come on home and I'll fix it. And then you wake up and then like everything's all fixed.
That's
like,
why you don't have no babies.
But yes, because I had to be that to somebody else. Shit, and I'm still trying to figure it out for myself.
And I had to do the water heater stuff.
So I'm just like, like I was saying, and then you just wake up and it's like the fairies just fixed everything while you were asleep at night.
Yeah, but the fairies
and then you
really
wake up and that shit was fixed.
Yeah.
So hot water heater going out.
And the guy I talked to was rude as fuck. I have never just talked to somebody so fucking rude. What's the model number? Bitch, I don't have it memorized. What do you want? Wait a second. Then I was like, I gotta go to the basement to get it. I'm saying, I can't hear you. There's no reception in the basement, so I gotta write it down, then come back. Give me a minute. How many gallons? Well, that's not a lot of gallons. Motherfucker, I didn't ask you to judge my hot water heater. I need you to come over here and see why it's not, or it's not. I don't even know what the problem is. It don't stay hot long.
7 minutes.
Then he gonna be like, well, you don't got a lot of water. That ain't a lot of gallons of water. You just running out the water. I've been in this house for almost 4 fucking years, and I've been able to take longer than 3-minute showers.
True that.
So no, and it's just 2 people in the house.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus, we don't gotta have a 300-gallon water tank.
Man, I used to take hour showers, 2.5 hour showers.
No, I don't.
Just a whole house upstairs is just
steamy,
full of steam.
Yeah.
And I'm sweating because she done turned that bathroom into a sauna. To a sauna.
So
paint chilling.
It is a lot of stuff going on.
So y'all keep us lifted.
Please keep us.
I'm about to get some merch. What y'all niggas want? Y'all want some Christmas teas? We need some money. Oh my God. I need a neon car fund.
Prayer. I don't even need money. I need prayer and people who are gifted in these trades. Is anyone a plumber? We need a plumber and a mechanic.
Y'all niggas want some t-shirts?
And an ocean priestess. That's what I want.
And so, yeah, because when I took a shower this morning, 5 minutes.
Are they getting shorter?
They're getting shorter and shorter, baby. At first it was 10. I knew something was going on with the shower.
And I had to tell them.
No, because
yes, I did.
One day the shower was just so damn hot. Like, it was just so hot that I had to turn it down.
So why didn't you say something then?
Because I was like, well, you know, we had
What do you know what?
We had some house guests. So I figured, well, they're in the basement and they got the heat on in the basement. So I figured it was just the heat. Like keeping it.
Nigga, we don't have a heat pump system.
I'm just saying though.
That's what we don't have that type of system. It's its own entity. It's just a tank full of water and it's hot.
I know.
I know what you're talking about, but they had those systems where the water run through the pipes, like the heat. We don't have that.
I understand, baby. Hell, this is my first time doing this adulting shit.
No, Near, we about to have an argument on here, but no, this is not Nearham's strong suit. When it comes to like house upkeep, cars upkeep, and it bothers me because I come from a long lineage of men who do not play about cars and houses, and Nearham just be like, "Oh, it's broke." You just have cold ass water hit that ass, you know.
Hell yeah.
So it's upsetting me that I got to step in this role, and I'm going through the shit. And crackers are crafty, and I know who this is. Plumber is gonna be very crafty tomorrow.
You need me to be here?
No, I don't. No, you. Do we got some pillow talk? Now he want to do. I need to be there. No, he needed you to be there. We was taking 10-minute showers.
We got a black love story.
Yeah. We need to start over. Jesus, our energy. We're getting some sage right this. So as always, to submit your Black Love Stories, go to blacklovematters.com/love story. So this week we have a Black Love Story from Key, a day one listener, and her boo. She actually sent us the email, and it was that last Friday or 2 Fridays?
Yeah,
Fridays ago. She had her love story in it, but we wanted to save it for Wednesday, a Black Love Story, so we can really highlight it. So what she leads off is, yes, I am in a relationship. So she reads, so shortly after I asked the other guy if he wanted to be in a relationship, we stopped talking, and an ex popped back into my life. We met in high school and started dating the end of freshman year. We started to go through a rocky patch junior year, and being so young, we didn't know how to maturely handle the situation. So one fucked up thing led to another, and we broke up. Come on, ain't that the truth? When you think about to your younger relationships, ain't it just would have been just a conversation that folks would have been up front? Like, it's just a series of fucked up events. Like, instead of unfortunate, it's just like, oh, that was a fuck up. Oh, we could have walked through that, but it's just a constant. So that's a good way to describe that. Key then said, I moved away to college to play basketball, and he ended up going to the Navy. A couple years after I moved away, I hit him up on Facebook, and we spoke about what happened. He apologized, and of course, I was still salty about it, honestly, because how we needed was so bad. I never let it go, and I feel like it affected other situations I was in. Yeah. If you don't let that, that go, sis, it'll follow you. That hurt led me to attract certain type of person in my life. Yep. Although none of the guys were the same, they were the same kind of person. I hope that makes sense. It does. That's Nero's favorite line. You always say, what is different? Same personalities, different people? Or
yeah,
what do you say?
People change, personalities don't.
Yeah, so the people might change, but the personalities don't, are kind of the same. I think that's so when you're dating, too. If you're not able to, I don't want to say, learn the lesson is not the right word, but I do believe out of each relationship is preparing you for something else. And I do believe if you don't kind of learn that lesson, the Lord, the greater architect, whoever it is, kind of keep presenting you to be like, nope, you ain't get it yet.
No.
Do you understand now? Okay, we'll try a different one. We'll try red hair. Does this work? So I do understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Anyways, we hung out one time when I got back home, and again, we talked about what happened. And the thought of constant communication came up, and I thought I was ready to do that. After I went back to school, I realized I didn't want to have that communication because I wanted to move on. I was talking to other guys and wasn't really feeling it between us. I started to be a bitch to him. Now I feel horrible. We ended up occasionally talking like 2 to 3 times a year, and convos didn't hold any gravity. That is hard. Like, since I'm with you, I don't have that, but I do remember when I broke up with folks and we would have these conversations that go back, like, what was the purpose of that? Like, it's like, it was a comfort with each other, is it?
Yeah, maybe to open that door to smash.
No, ain't no smashing happening. Y'all niggas just wanted conversation too. It was something about being with something that felt comfortable, right?
You doing all right?
What?
How you doing?
Did you say you doing? And if I wasn't, what they was gonna do?
Oh man, I wish I could be there for you.
Bye. In August this year, he posted on his Facebook that he would be flying out to a city 2 hours from me, and he would be there for a little while. And if anybody wanted to hang out, hit him up. I saw the post, but didn't hit him up. I messaged him a week later, but he was already gone. Then in October, he hit me up, and I called him. We started talking about the third day of us talking on the phone. He admitted how he felt about me, and I was shocked. Mind you, he was still apologizing to me about something that happened 7 years ago because I would randomly Throw out some petty remarks. Come on. Don't let I never forget, okay? I decided to go visit him and stayed a few days, and I ended up going back home a couple days later. I decided to go back because life is short and we have already spent so much time apart. I spent the remainder of the time with him until we went back to where he was stationed. We decided to give it a go 7 years later, and I'm happy that we're back together. I'm excited to see what the future holds for us because we know what we have to do to make it work. It's definitely the honeymoon stage, so there's a lot of I love yous and babes being thrown around, but I love it. It reminds me of a young love. We are having fun and know we love and respect each other. I feel like the saying, if you love something, let it go and it comes back, and then it's yours forever. Granted, we haven't been officially dating for a long time, but I'm happy and wanted to share. Thank you guys for this podcast and allowing us to use it as an outlet to express our love and our excitement to be in love with Love Key. Aww. That's what I said. Ain't that like we need to clarify that. You don't have to be together for a decade to start to love. You could near them tease, but you could be together for 2 weeks. If you in love, love is love.
Right.
And especially with Donald Trump as the president, you need to get as much love as in your body and in your soul as
14
possible.
days? Hell, 1 day.
Did you say 1 day? We've been dating for 1 day.
A whole 24.
Thank you,
official.
Lord. We official.
We was a situationship,
but
now we
it's
a
official.
relationship.
Look at the Lord. Won't he do it?
Mm-hmm.
But I think that says a lot. I think when we were talking about how folks are going through their first divorce and remarrying, I'm hearing a lot of folks going back to that high school sweetheart or that college sweetheart, that folks that they talk to. You hearing a lot of stories about that?
No.
Oh, I am. I mean, I couldn't imagine going to anything back to high school, but
No.
Hell no. I'm not even going to my reunions. No, God. Well, you would go though.
Yeah, I would
I'm petty.
go. I know you petty like
I gotta
that.
let that go. That's what maybe the Lord trying to get me to work through that.
You are a lot of petty. Naomi, it ain't nothing to cut that bitch off.
What? Shut up. Don't do that. But I love this love story. I love how it shows that time and leaving and growth and you never know. You never know where your forever's at, right?
And when a nigga fuck up, he knew he fucked up.
Well, I knew he knew because every time he see her, he apologized.
I'm so sorry.
Or he done went in a bad. Somebody done taught him a good ass lesson too. So sis, let us know that story because I guarantee you he got with somebody and I'm sure he was in love. Luh, tough, right? Love, and she scissored him.
Broke that nigga heart.
Tough.
And had
he was
him
like, fuck this. I need to go back to a good woman.
Had him listening to 90s R&B.
Yeah. And he was like, she wasn't even a good woman. I'm sure that's what happened to him. And then he started evaluating the women in his life. It was like, he the only one.
I got to get her back.
Yeah, I'm sure you was the one who got away, honey. And he was like, all my life, I'm going to get her back.
I'm going to get her ass back.
Everybody got that one that got away. Never mind. I don't got one who got away.
Oh.
Man, hopefully I'm not for somebody else.
Nigga, I am the one. What you talking
Well,
about?
you ain't get away.
Exactly.
I got you trapped.
Not yet.
Shut up. You got anything else about the love story?
No, I love it. Shout out to y'all. We wish y'all nothing but prosperity and love.
And keep us updated too.
Sure do.
Look, I'm gonna be like John Grant. I'm gonna prophesize. In 18 months, y'all be married.
With a baby.
Okay, Niram, wait a minute.
18-month bride in this bitch.
Don't do that to people. Now, I don't like blessing people with children. That's like putting a root on people. You don't know what folks want to do. Niram talking about you got a kid and a dog and a mortgage. Now, I ain't say all that.
18-month bride in this bitch.
18-month bride. Actually, I wouldn't mind being an 18-month bride. It start with the engagement party and go all the way to that bridal shower. And if you a bad bitch contest, you'll have Irish twins, honey. It'll just be 3 years of invitations in the mail. And everybody hates you.
Just showering you all types of gifts.
And you know, as it progresses, you get worse and worse gifts. They just give you $10 to Walmart. Good luck.
I'm going to be that person just buy them all white onesies from the dollar store.
Oh, my God.
They going to get messed up regardless.
That's a horror. Did you say from the dollar store?
Yes.
Why you go buy
white onesies from the dollar store?
What, 20 pack?
Yes. As many of them as I can get. Because they're just going to shit through them anyway. Okay. And you're going to be thinking like, thank God Nero bought me all these white onesies. Because this baby just destroyed this one. I can just throw it away.
So you're getting disposable onesies?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. But no, shout out to you, sis. I don't know about them roots Nero putting on you, but I'm happy for you.
All right. We got some pillow talk?
Yeah, Mudbound. We saw Mudbound. Do you got the gist of Mudbound?
I came in the last half, but I kind of got it. Like, dude went off to the war.
Yeah.
He was shacking up with this French woman. German? Was she German? French?
What?
He had that
European, honey.
He had that Jungle Fever.
Yeah, so Mudbound is on Netflix, and it also was like a Sundance classic type thing. You know how they have to have the Sundance? Am I saying that right? Sundance movie, the Independent Film Fest.
Right, and Eazy-E was the lead character.
Eazy-E from Compton. What does that mean real name?
I don't know.
Find out, Nero. And it had Mary J. Blige in it. It had the boy who played Eazy-E in it. And the director was, I think her name is Dee Reese. She the one who did Betsy on HBO. You know, where everybody kept talking about Queen Latifah titties. Mm-hmm. And also, you know that other movie, Pariah?
Yeah.
I think she did that too. And I thought it was a good movie. Like, I think folks are giving it mixed reviews, right? So I think some folks are like, again, know the story, seen it, over it, right? And other people are like, it's amazing. I think it's a worthwhile story, right? Mm-hmm. I think there's nothing wrong with continuously getting our story out there and saying, and I know a lot of folks comparing it to like a Rosewood, and Rosewood is the GOAT. If y'all have not seen Rosewood, and with Esther Roll and Ving Rhames and all up in it, that is a classic. And what's his name? The guy who was on Iron Man? Don Cheadle.
Oh, yeah.
Like, y'all need to see Rosewood. Rosewood is a classic. And it's based on true story. But I think Mudbound was just as good too. Like, I think it, for what it was and now, it was good, right? I think it was well done. So to give a little background on the story, it shows kind of the dichotomy in the intersection of these two families. So one is a black family who are sharecroppers on the farm of the white family, and they come from ancestry of slaves, and it just shows their journey, and like the father, since he's just one generation removed from slavery, he's really big on owning land and trying to work this land off. And they have the mother, who's played by Mary J. Blige, who's just a hardworking black woman, and they have other kids, and their oldest son enlists to go to the army.
Ronzel.
Ronzel. He goes to the army. And while he's in the army, like, he falls in love with, I think she's a French woman or a German woman or something like that. And he ends up having a child with her, and he comes back. And when he comes back, you go to Europe and you fight in the army. And I can only imagine what it is to fight in the army, right? But he got to the point where he's somewhere either in an all-black platoon or accepted, right? By his white counterparts. And then he goes to Europe, where they see black people, as more liberators than, how they're seeing the second-class citizens here. So he's like, shit, this army life ain't too bad, right? Right. I'm fighting for freedom. I'm fighting beside these white boys. There's a mutual respect here. It's great. And you come back to your hometown where you've been fighting your whole life, and these white people on some bullshit. And the dichotomy to that is, so there's this other white family who actually own the farm, right? And then they come there, and I don't know how to describe them. I would say they're like middle-class white people, but like working middle class. So they right at that point where they either can fuck up and they gonna revert back, right, and become poor white trash, or they can kind of have a slight come up, right? And so the husband thought a good idea to come up with the come up is to own land and get back to basics. So they bought this farmland, and originally they bought a house in the city, but again, they naive, right? And so he got ripped off. And the guy was like, yeah, you can rent this house with this money. He gave him all this money, and he came there, somebody already bought the house. So they had to end up living on that farm. And this is why those families come in contact, right? And so his brother, actually then, the white man's brother who was with them, actually went off to war. And while he was at the war, so same time the black family's son going to war, he had a different experience, right? So he was a fighter pilot. He had PTSD. His whole platoon basically was shot up. Like, he really was shook. He got into drinking heavy, and he came back, and it was really hard for him to adjust because when his whole platoon was shut down or strike down, he's the only one that survived. The way he survived was the Tuskegee Airmen actually came in. That's how they pitched the story. Came in and saved him. And so again, he come from this racist ass family, and he looking at them like, if it weren't for these black men, I'll be dead. I don't got time for the bullshit and skin color. If it weren't for these men, I would be dead. So, so he come back home, and he's challenged with that. And so the black guy who went to war and the white guy, they both kind of come back to the same place, and they befriend each other, right? Because there's an understanding. So the scene where they met is when the black guy came, mind you, he's all in his military gear. Went to the convenience store, which he done grew up with. He know all the people. Everybody's cordial, speaking to him friendly, right? And he's going to work out the front door. And the white family, the daddy, who racist as fuck, come in, granddad, I should say, and be like, boy, what you doing? Hold the fuck up. I done went overseas and fought for your white ass, and you calling me boy. And he went back and forth, like, don't forget where the fuck you at. This is Mississippi or whatever the fuck they at. You got to go through the back door. And he mumbled under his breath, like, I fought for your freedom. And,
Right.
and you talking about what doors I can go through? And then, of course, the old grandpa don't went back to his son, was like, your nigga sharecropper son talking bad shit, blah, blah, blah. And the dad at first was like, chill, right? But, of course, as the patriarch of the family, they got to go. And then he went to go talk to the black daddy and was like, get your son in order. And then the son was like, the dad asked the black son, like, did you say that shit? And he said, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And then the son was like, the dad was like, apologize. And the son was like, sorry, bitch. Basically, that's how I took it. But then he told his dad, like, being in the army and, fighting side by side with folks, it's hard for me to back down from a fight now. Mm-hmm. And so, that kind of goes back and forth. And of course, more racist bullshit happened and going through there. But the thing is, what made it strong for me is like the women in the movie. So the white woman going through her own white woman shit. But Mary J. Blige, y'all hating on her. And this, she got nominated for a Golden Globe. I think she fucking deserved that. When I tell you, she put the energy that she was going through with Keanu, whatever her ex-husband was, bottled that shit up and put it through this. Mind, she ain't have no more than 100 lines. Come be. But the way her eyes looked exhausted, right? So she's working to be a mom. She got these other younger kids. Her son went off the army. So much, she's so distraught by that she, when her son left, she said she couldn't look at him leave because it's an old folks tale that you look at people leave, they ain't coming back. So she's hurt by that. And then what happened, the white people that they sharecrop with, they kids and got whooping cough. And of course, white women not resilient or resourceful. So then she got to leave her family to go take care of their family. Right? And of course, she do it so good, what they want to say. Can we hire you? Right. I need help around the house with these children and washing and cleaning. What the fuck you think Mary J. Blige do all day? You can't cook and clean with your 2 children. Mary J. Blige got 3 here. So you expect her to come for your cook and clean with your children and then go back and do it with her kids, and you need help? And it was just this monologue that Mary J. Blige did behind it that said she remembered when she was younger and she thought her mother was blue, because she only seen her at night and at dusk, because she would have to get up so early to go help take care of the white woman. And that all she wanted for herself was the privilege to only have to love her children and not have to make room for nobody else's. Come the fuck on. That's generations of black women. So you had to make room in your heart, not only to love your own kids, but to go love some white people kids who treated you like trash. Come on.
I didn't see that part.
That's heavy, right?
Yeah.
And then Mary J. Blige, she felt hurt because she's like, now I have to split my love up, right? Because I can't just go to these children and not love them, right? These is kids. I have to love them. I have to show compassion for them. So she's working for them. And then what happened with her husband? He fall off the fucking roof doing too much, doing near him things, and he break his leg. He broke his leg. And it's cropping season. They share cropping. So that means they charging them to be on that land, right? So they charging them for less than pennies to pay this back. And they doing this shit by hand because their mule died. God damn it.
The mule died?
Yeah, because at least you could plow, but the mule died.
Damn.
And so what happened was they sent for help and everything like that. And then Mary J. Blige was like, I'll plow the field. So sis had to go back to the white woman, like, I can't take care of your kids because I got to plow the field. So sis had to take care of her children, keep house. And the scene that got me the most is where he tried to get up out the bed and he fell. And she said, don't worry about it, I'll do it. And she just put on a hat and she threw that hole on her back and she went and plowed the motherfucking fields. God damn. How much weight, literally, how much weight can you carry as a black woman to be like, I got you. Don't worry about it. And I thought she just played it well. And it was definitely a still waters run deep. She ain't say a lot, but it was just the look and the movements. You could see it in her bones that she was like, Jesus, she's carrying the weight, literally, of her family's survival on her back. That she got to go hold these fields by hand. And the white people acting crazy. And so kind of the climax of the film comes with, the old ass grandpa, he's still pissed because this Negro got too smart with him. And of course the grandpa gonna find the Ku Klux Klan. They go ride and get the black boy who was in the army. And they go they was off, threatening to lynch him. And then the white guy who was in the army was like, fuck no, y'all play too much, y'all white, basically saying y'all crafty crackers, blah, blah, blah. This is ridiculous. And guess what they did? Whooped his ass. And then after he came to, they said, all right, we'll spare him because of you, but know that if you want him to walk away, you gotta choose his punishment. And he looking like, what the fuck are you talking about? They said his punishment can be, we can gouge his eyes out, we can cut his tongue out, or we'll cut his penis off. You choose.
Jesus.
What the fuck? What is wrong with this? Is why we call them crafty crackers. Why are white men so threatened? Why are white people so threatened by black people that they have to mutilate us? Like, how do you go to bed at night? What the fuck is going on? And then white people be like, I don't know why black people are so mad. This shit is still in our genes, nigga. This is real. This is not no shit that the director made up. This happened. This is real life. This happened to people, ancestors. I'm sure that happened to my ancestors, your ancestors. The mouth I got, I only can imagine the mouth that my ancestors had, right? And the guy chose, and he said, chop off his tongue. God damn. So they chopped off that man's tongue. And, of course, his family found him. Who found him?
The family. Mama.
Come on.
Mama.
So she trying to hold him up because they had him hung up, right? So she's like trying to lift him up and cover him because he had him naked, of course. And cover him up. She done took the scarf off her head to wrap him up and heal him, right? And so, you know, fast forward to that. So the white man was shook after that. The white man from the like war was like, this is crazy. Like,
I gotta get the fuck out of
I don't know what's going on. This is all bullshit. I can't handle this. And what he did before he got the fuck out of Dodge, he went in that night and killed his daddy. Because I kept saying, I said, this family is not going to move on to this daddy die. I said, the granddad has to fucking die.
That's all Naomi.
Because he had so much power over them to be so fucking old and honorary. He was old. He was like in his 80s. I couldn't imagine. And I love my parents, but they get to talking crazy like that. They getting locked up somewhere.
Oh, so you going to kill them?
No, I ain't gonna kill them, but they get locked up somewhere. Like when do you lock your parents up to be like, no more talking? For the betterment of society. I love you, but you can't be in my household talking this crazy shit. I love you and I appreciate you taking care of me, but this is not allowed in my house, right? And that son was the only one. So he went in that cabin and smothered the fuck out of him. And then went to go tell not his brother, but his brother's wife, because the wife knew that the daddy was crazy. Because he'll say slick remarks about women. Like, you know, they only got an outhouse to wash up. And then he gonna come out there while she's showering. Oh, dirty bastard. Couldn't be me. Because I would have told his old ass.
What you was gonna tell
I would
him?
have cussed him the fuck out and slowly killed him with glass. Every night. Sprinkle a little on top.
Oh.
Come on. So the wife was like, we gonna just tell him, because her husband was out of town. He's clueless, honey. He don't know what the fuck. He just trying to make his daddy happy. And the wife, his sister-in-law, was like, we'll just tell him he died in his sleep. And it was like an agreement. Like they just clinked their glasses. You know, as agreement.
Yeah.
They're like, this is what we gonna tell him, honey.
Clink, clink.
Because she looked at him. She was like, you killed him.
I killed him dead.
She was like, we'll just tell so and so he died in his sleep. He old anyway.
Peacefully
died. And that's as soon as her husband came. The mother was gonna say something, and she just stopped him. And he was like, baby, he's gone. It's your father. And he was like, what happened to Papa? He was like, he died in his sleep.
Peacefully.
And they buried him. And so, you know, the black family's done. So they on their way out, right? I'm kind of summarizing it. So the black family kind of leaving on their way out, and they sneaking the black boy under, right? Because, you know, if they see him, they gonna kill him. So the black boy is under, like their carriage hidden. And with that white man stop. Hey, Hap, that's his name. Come help me bury my daddy. And Hap know what the daddy done did, right? But again, the clueless man don't really know what all done went down. And so Hap was like, and Mary J. Blige just looked at him. Nigga, you get out if you want. If I get out, I'm gonna kill him. That's how she looked at him. If I get out this wagon, I'm gonna slit his fucking throat. And so Hap kind of was like, okay, I'll help you. And then he was like, well, tell your other boys to help. So he said, my boys is not helping with a motherfucking thing, okay? And then you can say the white man was like, okay.
Ain't helping with shit.
Yeah. And so they buried him. And then after that, the white man from war was like, I'm leaving. Because then something happened where the guy was like, oh, this is a slave grave, because it like was unmarked. We can't bury daddy. He don't want this here. And the brother looked at him like, fuck daddy. And he threw the shovel and walked away. He said, I'm done with this bullshit. And he just walked away. And then you fast forward. What I did enjoy about the movie, it actually ended with a happy ending. So the director then fast forwarded and showed like the black family who actually found some land. They actually got some land. They got a house, right? You know what I'm saying? This is the first time I seen Mary J. Blige smile. She had them glasses off, like she moved on. But the piece that got my motherfucking heart, he was like, you know, this story is hard, and it would just take a special person to be able to heal themselves from having their tongue cut out, not only physically but mentally. Work with their family to pay off enough money and to work to get their own farm and to be happy, to send my sister to school and be able to do these things. And not only that, but then have the money to go across the Atlantic while being mute, because they cut my tongue out, and have a piece of paper and pen to write down and communicate with people. And then he was able to go back to that white woman that he was with and in love with. And it turns out what?
He the pappy.
He got a baby. And he was reunited with his baby. And he was like, it just talks about, how you have to be so strong and steadfast, right? To make it to this point, compared to the white family who, honey, I don't know if they made it.
Fell all the pieces.
Fell to fucking pieces, right? And it was just one of them things to say, fuck, black people are so resilient, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is just so, the resilient. I'm glad it ended happy, because it was just so much. That scene when they held that black boy up and said, choose his eyes, tongue, or his penis. I said, God damn it. Like, what? How do you mentally go through that? And then as his mother seeing this, like, how do you breathe? Like, I caught myself not even breathing. To be like, how do you catch a breath, right? And then also this director pulled Ava DuVernay, I think, too. So I thought it was beautiful how, like, it wasn't the scenery, because the scenery was dirty, but how she used, like, the actual farm and how it looked, like how it literally was. They was mud bound, literally and figuratively. Because it like rained, like when shit was going on, like she really used the weather and the lighting to her advantage, and it was beautiful. And it really was this idea of being mud bound and what that is. And also the flip side to say you got to have rain, you have to have mud to grow through it, right? And continue to move through it and not letting it hold to you. So I thought it was done well. Like, I think it was a great movie. It's the best black movie ever on earth. No. But if you're watching Love and Hip Hop, if you're watching The Housewives of Atlanta, you have no space to critique this. This is great. This is great cinema. If you watch any of those things and think they're good, this is good cinema too, right? And I think Mary J. Blige did it. I think she did it not in her words, but in her actions. Like, she felt like a tired black woman.
She just portrayed it.
Like, she was just in her look. Like, how you just, it just reminds me of like looking at some of my, like, not my aunts, so maybe like my great aunts and my grandmother. Like, just remember seeing them like sitting on the porch after like a day of work. And how they just exhale, and you be like, fuck, you tired, ain't you? You tired.
Yeah, baby.
You know what I'm saying? When they just tired, right?
They ain't tired. They tired.
They tired. And they ain't even, they only halfway done.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was a decent movie. And it just touched me as a brown woman to be like, Jesus, how much we can go through. And Nero, I'm sorry, I took that over, but I thought it was great.
It was so I didn't see the whole movie because I was doing some other things. So I did see about half of it, and the first thing that came to my head is, why the fuck Naomi watching this sad ass movie when she already going through some tumultuous things?
Yeah, I mean, and it helped me humble myself too.
I was just happy that
I don't have to be a sharecropper, right?
I was just happy they had a happy ending because motherfucker.
Oh, I was fragile when they came on that screen.
Y'all don't know how fragile Naomi ass was, and she watching this sad ass movie. Yeah. I'm like, girl, if you don't watch no damn Martin or something.
I had to watch Mudbound. Whew.
So, but from the parts that I seen, it was definitely a good movie. I'm definitely have to go back and rewatch the whole thing.
Yeah. It's a book too. Yeah. It makes me want to read the book now. I think the boy who played what's his name, Eazy-E, he's a really good actor.
Yeah, his name is damn, I just had like Jason.
He did very, very well.
Yeah,
I was very impressed with him too. He portrayed it, his role super, super good too.
Yeah,
it's just so much with white people, and I think also as a black woman of the way we always got to kind of step in. Take thing, and white people like, I can't do this. Like, the white woman just killed me. How am I supposed to take care of 2 kids? I need help. Bitch, you don't have no other job. You just on the farm and the kids go to school during the day. What do you need help with?
Jason Mitchell is the actor.
Yeah, everyone did well, but Jason Mitchell, I think he did well. And Mary J. Blige, I think y'all hating, she deserved that Golden Globe nomination.
I think she do.
I think she deserved it.
From what I seen.
Yeah, them glasses, like, I almost want to be her for Halloween or something, honey, because remember the feelings of hurt, shame, and defeat. That could have been her name.
That daddy, he always plays something racist. That granddaddy.
That granddaddy is known for a racist, honey. He got the look.
He just got
and he played the fuck out of that too. Anyhow.
He Always playing a good racist role.
Anything else?
It was a good movie.
All right.
Go check it out. It's on Netflix.
Yeah, if you watch any of the stuff I named, you can watch this. Support them. And it's the rest whole black cast. Don't do it. So, all right, y'all. What we going to talk about? This bullying and the kids in the media. What's that white boy name? Who they bullied, honey?
I don't know.
Okay.
Keaton.
I feel
Keaton?
bad. Okay.
You talking about Keaton?
Okay. Blame this on my emotion. I'm sorry that they teased this white boy. I'm sorry. Bully's bad. But we done had black children coming out for years talking about bullies. We just had 2 black girls who committed suicide within the last 2 weeks of each other because of bullying. And why I gotta go to Black Planet. Why I gotta go to Black Post or Blavity to see that. But baby boy Keaton is all over the TV because they say he got a big nose. That's not. Something about that don't feel right, y'all. And again, overall bullying is fucked up.
Yeah.
But again, it's just this slanted scale of whiteness that when beautiful white babies are bullied, it's now an epidemic, just like the opioids, just like drugs. We've been telling y'all this is a problem. Bullying is a problem.
It should have been a problem since the 80s.
Longer than hell, since slavery. Like this bullying is a problem. But I don't appreciate the unbalanced media that the white kids get compared to the black kids. And even to the point where these black children have, I would even add the LGBT community to this, black or white, they have committed suicide off of this, right? Mm-hmm. Keaton ain't commit suicide. He just had some tears. Mm-hmm. All right? Again, not right. And he shouldn't have to go through that. And I don't want to like isolate him and say what happened to him doesn't matter and it was right because it was wrong. These kids are cruel. But that media, do you see what I'm saying? Like just the drag culture and how the media picks and chooses. I got to agree with Donald Trump on this. Some of this shit is fake news. Like what is going on with the media? Mm. And why haven't these brown babies been highlighted who killed themselves explicitly over bullying, like notes left behind saying, this is why I did this, and nothing has happened. So that at a core bothered me. But we could just talk about bullying overall because what they did to white boy Keaton ain't right either.
It ain't.
It ain't right overall. But I feel like I'm the keeper of black baby magic, and I gotta say something.
Black baby magic. Mm-hmm. You know what? Keaton need to do what my mama told me.
And what they tease him because his nose, wasn't it?
Yeah, they poured milk on him. Stuff ham.
Wrong. Where's these fucking parents at?
Ham on his clothes.
They put what?
Ham, and they said he had a funny nose.
Where the fuck was the teachers at? How'd they do all this?
They called him ugly and said he don't have no friends.
It's okay, he gonna be the next Bill Gates. It's all right, kid.
I know, right?
It's all right, kid.
Keaton, I was bullied too.
Everybody was.
I played the cello.
Oh.
And these niggas came and jumped me and broke my damn cello.
Really?
And then my mama said, you got to whoop the motherfuckers' asses.
Do you got to be the bully?
So,
I don't know if I was bullied, but I don't think I was like severely bullied. Like, some people are like beat. Like I was never bullied to the point where I was beat up. Mm-hmm. I think I was bullied like verbally sometimes, but I think my mama said the same thing. It was like, go clap back in the ass. And once I clapped back, I ain't had to word.
I hit a nigga with a cello.
Yeah. I do remember clapping back at people, but like, fuck you, you ugly. Because I used to be bigger. And I think one of my favorite compliments from somebody I got on, they was like, you fat. I was like, at least I'm fat. At least I'm pretty. Something I was like, I may be fat, but I ain't ugly. I can lose weight. You can't lose your face. Like, I said some shit like that. And they was like, I did it for everybody. I can lose weight. You can't lose ugly. It's just who you are.
Bah. Yeah.
So...
But we in a different age now. Yeah. We can't just tell them.
And I think the teacher overheard that and was like, pass your papers forward.
We just can't tell the kids go whoop the bully ass.
No, you can't do that because they catch a case. And they got a felony at 10, honey.
You can't hit a nigga with a cello.
You can't. You surely can't.
I'll hit that nigga with that motherfucking cello so damn hard.
Sit their ass down, right? Yeah, you can't.
My mama said it's broken now. Why not go ahead and break it over his head? Motherfucker.
Yeah, you can't do that no more. People get to jail. But so my thing is, so how do you handle this? Do you have? I think parents have to be responsible then.
Yeah.
I wish my kid would go bullying. I would getting their ass so deep. I show them a bully.
I bully they fucking ass.
I'm like, what the fuck?
I wish come home and I hear about you bullying somebody
on some bullshit. Like I need you. Did they call you? I'm gonna do it in front of the teacher. I said, did they call you a nigga, a bitch? What they say? What they do? They ain't do. Oh, so you starting this?
So
shit?
you stirring this shit up? Did I not hug you enough?
Shut up.
Did I not show you enough love growing up?
What's you?
Who the
talking,
fuck?
Peter? Do you think you are?
Who the fuck do you think you is to be bullying somebody else? Nigga, no more Wi-Fi for you.
No more nothing.
Motherfucker. Because that's what we got to do to kids these days.
No Wi-Fi.
No Wi-Fi.
No technology.
No technology. I'm cutting off the internet on your motherfucking phone.
Yeah. But I don't know. How do you go? Like, but I wonder how the bully's parents feel.
Mm-hmm.
I would be outdone. Something will have to come to a resolve to this, right?
Mm-hmm. It's hard because, you know,
at
we
this
ain't got
age,
kids.
I should say. You know, we ain't talking about like he's still in middle school and stuff. Yeah. Parents. Oh hell no! Bring mom up in here.
Yeah, but the thing is, shit. Some of the damn parents is
trash.
fucked up too. Yeah. Can say, well, why the fuck your son is so damn soft then?
Then that's when the parents catch felonies. Because that's when you reach up over the table.
If his ass got a funny looking nose, he got a funny looking nose.
Where's the lie? But the thing is, we're not just talking about words. Yeah. They're physically doing things. Yeah. If they talking about, oh, you got a big nose, that's different, right? Okay, I can even digest that's different too, right? Mm-hmm. But they're physically putting their hands up on this boy. That's different. Words are different than actions.
Keaton, you need to slap the shit out of somebody.
And then what they was trying to say, his mama racist. That don't got nothing to do with anything. A lot of white people racist. They don't got nothing to do with them rolling up on Keaton like this. I don't care if the mama racist. Why are they rolling up on this white boy like this?
You know, some people say it's karma.
For the baby though, that don't got nothing to do with the. I don't care. All that is sidetrack. Let's Keaton in there and calling people niggas. It don't got nothing to do with anything. Like, did Keaton go up in there calling names and being racist? Then no, it don't apply. Now, if Keaton went up in there saying names, all right, Keaton, keep it up. It's got one more nigga in you.
Keaton, you gotta beat the fuck out of him.
I don't know, but it's sad.
Yeah,
you know. But as I go back to the black children, we have black children and LBG kids who, especially in the trans community, who are killing themselves, and that's a problem.
It is a problem.
That's an epidemic. Now, if we're talking about epidemics, that's an epidemic. If we have this huge movement, or it's a disease, I would say, of children who thinking they don't have no hope and they have to kill themselves, and that's the only option due to bullying. We doing a huge disservice to this generation.
Yeah, and
it's sad.
I completely agree, especially with my brother committing suicide when I was 10. Yeah, I can't fuck with nobody talking about bullying a motherfucker. And, they want to commit suicide and end their life for some, because of a bully, of some fuck niggas.
Yeah, absolutely not. Yeah. And I know it's because we're older now, but like, when did the bullying game, like that shit done changed, Dana? Like, what are we? Because it's so many. So it's not just at school no more, right? So usually it's at school and you can have a safe haven when you come home. Now it's 24/7 because of social media.
Right. Now they're making memes of your ass.
So now I think I think when we were young, you get a break from it. Mm-hmm. So you get to school, and maybe it's not even all the classes, right? It's ways to go to the library. Like, I remember like spending some lunches in the library. Like, it's ways to kind of give you a safe haven to it, right? Mm-hmm. But now it's not. So if you're physically not there, you're always accessible. 24. It's like 24/7 bullying.
Right. Oh my God. And I say, Keaton, you gotta get off the line, man. You gotta take a Facebook break.
But why should he have to? I agree. Try to get these parents up in the room. And start.
But like I said, what if the parent fucked up then? What?
Because then you got to start doing some consequences for the parents. Mm. Like, that's where it's gonna have to go to. Just like truancy almost. So if your kid don't come to school, that means you go to jail. Mm-hmm. Like, we might have to get strict like that.
So the parents got to go to jail because their kids are bullying?
Yeah. Or get a fine or do something. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're responsible for them to 18. Yeah. Mm. Okay. And you keep getting them $200 fines. Eventually that shit gonna wait. Wait a minute. Motherfucking bully. I done gotta pay $1,000 to this.
Yeah, because your ass don't know how to keep your motherfucking mouth shut. Mm-hmm. Oh, hell no.
You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Take off them taxes somehow.
You gonna rake these motherfucking leaves. Yeah, I'm gonna show your ass a fucking bully.
But I know we keeping it a little bit light, but my heart goes out to all the kids who are affected by it. And I think you're right, Niram. So what do you do when you have the parents who aren't involved, right? Mm-hmm. So then do you argue that the kid has some type of mental illness and they need help?
I don't know.
Because hurt people hurt people?
Because, and then they can put their ass on some Lexapro. What? So then, look.
I mean, did we have to go there? Could we do some talk therapy first? Could we do some art therapy or something?
No.
Do they have counselors in school
Don't
still?
be doing that shit for the fucking kids. They put their ass on Adderall, Lexapro.
And the thing is, some people do need that. Like, I don't want to be clear. Some people do
Or
need
Seroquel.
medication to medicate it. Who was that? Jennifer Lewis, who had her little Instagram to say, "Hey, I need to be on some shit." She said it took her years to get on her shit to balance her bipolar because she said the doctor was like, "You need to be on medicine." She said, "Fuck your medicine." Then she realized, "Oh shit, I do need some of that medicine." So they no wrong with being on medication, but we just need folks who can properly diagnose folks and see what's best because medicine's not best for everyone. Some of them is, right? But then that goes back to the school. Shit, the school can't do no teaching if they doing all this.
Right.
Oh my God. It's hard. The folks with kids out there, how y'all navigate bullying? I'm curious. Look, I was paused like they was gonna respond.
Right. Well, you gotta, let them do what they do.
I'm curious how you handle it because I think we got ideas on how we will handle it, but talk and theory is completely different than practice.
Right. Especially these new age kids, because back in the day,
it's almost like you have to be super involved with them in their school to almost know the school, the inner workings, the parents. Like it almost got to be your second job to know the inner workings of the school. And I remember my parents really didn't. Like my parents wasn't PTA parents. My parents came to parent teacher conferences.
My mama came on one parent teacher conference ever.
That's it. They weren't really the parent teacher conference crew. Like they ain't do no booster shit. They ain't come to football. They beat the horn and they went to parent teacher conference twice a year. And that's it. I better got a good report. And that was it. Like so they weren't like. And my parents weren't even friends with like some of my other friends' parents. But I feel like you almost got to be that entwined to know what the fuck is going on, right?
Yeah, that's new age stuff. Yeah,
like you almost got to be a parent where they be like, "Oh, that's so and so mama." Oh, Nyambi, that's so and so mama. There she go.
Oh, she a little ticky.
Yeah. But who got enough time for all that?
I sure don't.
Yeah. But y'all tell us. We don't know, honey. But I would say I don't like this unfair media. Anything else, Nerums?
No. Fuck a bully. Fuck bullying.
Yeah.
Fuck you, bullies.
All right. You want to look at our next story, Nero?
Yeah, what's going on here? Oh, man.
It's kind of a heavy
episode. This is a heavy-ass episode. Damn, Naomi.
I know.
So the founder and CEO of, let me get this right, the Golden Crust Caribbean Bakery and Grill commit suicide.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if y'all don't know what I'm talking about them good-ass beef patties.
That be in the freezer section, the only ones that's decent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember those beef patties before I went vegan.
Okay, ma'am. It's okay if you had a beef patty. I prefer the spicy ones. Go ahead.
So what's the Lowell Hawthorne?
Lowell.
Lowell Hawthorne died. He was 57.
Young.
And his employees found him in the factory.
Yeah.
And they said he committed suicide around like 5:30.
Right after work.
Yeah. So, everybody was shook. I'm shook.
Yeah.
And like people just don't know like what more or less happened.
I mean, obviously he was going through something.
Yeah.
And, he wasn't comfortable sharing or thought it was too heavy to share. And he lost his life. How awful, right?
Yeah, that's fucked up. Damn, Naomi.
Which, until I picked it.
Yes.
I don't know. No, I just want to shout out him because he's the first one to be in like major chains. Like he's a household name.
Yeah, he is though.
Man.
Because he got them good ass beef patties.
Yeah.
Shit.
So I just wanted to bring that to light and know stuff is going on. And also it's the season. There's something about the holiday season that's very, very, I feel like it's the happiest and also the saddest time of year.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that? Like the holiday season, of course, when you're around everyone and with folks, it's really a cheerful. But sometimes when maybe this is Nyambi, I'm speaking my truth too much. When it's the holiday season and it's quiet and you alone and the Christmas tree in the background, sometimes I get a little sad. I don't know why. I don't know if it's that seasonal affective disorder or, maybe remembering those you've lost around that time or just the idea of getting old. I don't know, but I do get a little, although Christmas is, I don't know if it is anymore, it's one of my favorite seasons. I do feel a little something around this time. What about you?
Well, as long as you met me, alone me, Christmas has never been one of my favorite seasons.
It used to be my favorite season. I had all types of joy, but now I'm just like, Jesus, push through the Valentine's Day, honey. Can we get to St. Patrick's Day?
It just reminds me of when they stole my shit. Yeah.
Well, speaking on that, I also found the article, kind of 3 ways to remain productive and live with grief. I thought this was also something to talk about because of that article. I seen that, but also fleshing out that grief. You can have grief for a variety of things. So I think when we talk about grief, the death of people. But especially the situation I'm going through, I think sometimes you have to talk about grief in a variety of ways. So you can grieve a relationship, you can grieve a lost job, you can grieve like health, like it's a loss. So grief is just the idea of how do you navigate loss. And a lot of times folks don't be explicit with that. Right? You have to grieve everything. Anything you lose that was of importance to you has to have a grieving process. What do you think about that, Nero?
I agree.
And that's something that I learned this year, and I didn't realize it.
Yes, you need to grieve everything. If you lost it, you got to grieve it.
Yeah.
And that can be, like I said, an injury. It can be a job. It can be a
injury.
loved one. It can be pretty much anything that you.
The old you.
Yeah.
Look, them friends,
shit.
y'all. What's that meme? Them friends, y'all
Right.
leaving in 2017.
Grieving the old Kanye, grieving the new Kanye. You just got to grieve all that shit.
Obama not the president no more.
Just got to grieve that shit too. Because he gone.
You grieving being not eating meat no more. Oh, not funny.
It's gone.
I know we're making light of it, but I do think that's important. Like I think even now I'm going through like a grieving stage. So like to just embrace it. But what I liked about this article was the idea to say that you have to be productive through that grief. So, the world can't completely stop. It can slow down, it can shift, it can alter, it can be a little darker, but life goes on. You have one life to live and you have to continue to live it in that, right? Miriam, you want to go through, I think they give 3. You want to start going through some of the tips and you flesh them out?
One of them is take advantage of the easy days. So, they talk about, breaking up the days between hard and easy. The easier days are the ones where you're like super encouraged to like do things and keep things going, and that might be the time where you dust off your to-do list, or go through as many things as possible as the day allow.
What is that called when you have days and you wake up? You be like, I feel good today. So I think of definitely when I've lost folks. I think back like when I lost my grandmother, like there were super, super hard days, but there were super days where I was like, I'm okay. I wonder where that comes from. Like, what is that jolt of energy, or that is a sense of peace, I think it is, where that comes from.
I don't know. I think it's just like, one of the things that's a part of grief. Like, I feel like you're going to have good days, you're going to have hard days. And, it just happens. Some days you just wake up on the wrong side of the bed and you just be angry for no apparent reason. Like, damn. You just woke up.
And then, like you said, on the flip side, so I think the second one is the plan ahead for the hard days. So just like you have those easy days, there's going to be days where you feel like you can't, you're how do you say, paralyzed, and you can't move forward. And I think what's important about that is, what would you say, Miriam, having some type of support system or self-care plan that you can automatically go into play. And go from there. You have any tips for how to do that? You're better at that than me.
Well,
I'm not very good at this. I usually just kind of just be.
Yes. I think it goes back to like finding a hobby, like not being tied to just one thing, and doing something that provides a sense of catharticism. And for me, that's, being active, running, cycling, being on a treadmill, all that other stuff. But I really think it's doing something that don't require that much brain power, but your hands are moving, your body is moving, something is moving that you're able to process the things that's going on subconsciously.
Yeah. I think the author gave some good recommendations. So she was more so talking about the loss of her mother. So she looked at some poems that her mother wrote for her, or that reminds her of her. Things I always love is journaling. So journaling through the emotions and describing them. Another one is playlist. I think that's what I need to create. So a lot of times I think when these types of moods, or I call it these senses of depression, right? So these little acute spouts of depression happen, because that's what it is. We got to be up front. You can feel it coming on. So I think acknowledging those emotions and being in it and being comfortable with that'll help moving along. But I like that idea of having a playlist and having that playlist. Y'all know I have my Jesus is a Love Song playlist. Shout out to the Clark sisters, okay? And sometimes, and it's different Jesus playlist, right? So I had the playlist where I was like, if I just need to cry and cry. I have that playlist where I just need to do a praise break. I have that playlist where I need to be reflective, and just having those on deck and ready to go. So it's almost like a trigger. Like it's almost like medicine, right? So it's like you're tricking your brain to be like, oh, when this song goes on, when Karen drops the beat, that means it's time to do a praise break.
No.
And it helps, right? And also, something I think is important is about having that community of people, and something that's what I'm really working on, and being more transparent and vulnerable with that, folks. So even the idea is to be with someone, because sometimes you physically can't call someone and you physically can't type it out to say, hey, I'm in a real dark place. Help me. Mm-hmm. You can't even do that. Sometimes you just need a code word to somebody. Flamingo, Popeyes, an emoji. And that triggers them to say, you go into that dark place. Or as Nia and Niram like to say, you on the edge. Please don't jump. So I think that's something that's important to acknowledge and have before you have those hard days. So you're able to just jump into this routine, and the self-care just happens automatically.
Yeah.
And what's the third one?
The third one is give yourself a break.
Yeah.
And just know that grieving is a journey that's on its own timeline. So,
what I think is so interesting about grief is that the idea that you're living both in the past and present. Isn't that I'm about to cry right now. Isn't that the hardest part about grief? So I tend myself, when I'm grieving anything, I'm always reflecting on the past, right? On what happened, how it happened, shoulda, coulda, wouldas, or reminiscing, right? But then I jerk myself to what's going on now,
right?
And what's missing and what's lacking. So it's like you're going back and forth between these two worlds, and they can be so, just doing that in itself can be so emotionally draining.
Yeah, it can be.
And overwhelming. And it's hard to process, right? Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But more or less, like what the third point was, just like giving yourself a break and just knowing that, this is a journey that has its own timeline.
Yeah.
Like you just can't be like, all right, giving myself 3 days or a week or whatever. Like grief is something that is its own beast and move at its own pace.
Grieving makes me want to create a time machine.
Mm-hmm.
Grief makes me want to create a time machine and go back to a particular date and time and just keep reliving that date over and over and over again. I think that was a word. You done got me to that. Like, it's this idea of wanting to live in the past because that's when it was better, right?
Right.
It's hard to live without it or something missing. You want to go back to it, and I think that's the hard part.
Yeah.
Grief is a time machine, honey.
Yeah, you can't go back.
No.
So, during those times, give yourself a break and just don't be too hard on yourself to know that there's no timeline to this stuff. It's going to heal up itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, my goodness. Nyambi is not going to cry.
Another rough one.
Well, why don't you plan Friday and just do it now? Why don't we do just a real light and airy?
Okay.
You say, okay, we'll try it?
We'll give it a shot.
All righty. So I think that's enough of this episode. What about you, Nero?
That's good.
So as always, to submit your Black Love stories, go to blacklovematters.com. And to submit a question for Kitchen Table Talk, shoot us the email at blacklovematters@gmail.com. And to leave a comment about anything we talked about today, you can do that on our blog, blacklovematters.com, or SoundCloud or Stitcher, or you can find us on any form of social media with the handles Black Love Matters. That's Black Love Matters with no K. And also don't forget about that voicemail at 508-784-1111. That's 508-784-1111. Talk to y'all later, and remember, love is ever evolving. Peace. Yeah, we're going to have to get a little happier on Friday. I didn't realize I had those sad stories.
Is your living in vain? You live your truth, baby. Stand in your shit.